And we are live! Hello everyone, good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be, and welcome back to Pyre. I'm Emma, this is episode 4. Yes, 4. See, now I have two monitors, I can actually just look at the stream preview to tell me. Smart like that. Yes, it's been a lot of fun. Last time we said goodbye to Headwind and went to sleep for a while and embarked on a new season of the rights. And it's getting more sports all the time. Before we get started, thanks so much to Charities Lady for the 3-month resub. Thank you, great to have you here. If you're watching this live, then apologies for the slight technical difficulties. Yes, we also, now the wagon can fly and we can drive it into people, it's a very important development. One day I will remember I have a jumper, that nothing has changed there. And yes, I don't think there's anything else to cover before we get going, so let's get going. Yes, we've also been discussing what instrument this is. My guess is harpsichord. I imagine somebody out there will do the research. Load campaign. Do the thing. Remember how to play the game. And anything approaching the character voices I had. Oh yes, we had stopped just short of a right, so we're just going straight in with me having to remember how to play the game. As the sky grows dark over the hull of Boris, a hush falls over your companions, especially Rookie. He senses something is troubling him, something to do with your next adversaries. Oh, hey, chum, just want to let you know I'm pumped and ready to take on the distance this time. Sure am, alright. Ah, yes, we're playing them. That Barker, he's not so scary once you get to know him like I do, you know? So don't you worry, because I sure won't be going easy on him after last time. As Rookie marches off toward the clearing, you notice his grin fade away. It's a big mood, to be honest. In the distance, you hear the distance begin to hoot and howl, and their theme is just such a banger as ever. Oh. Hello? Ooh. Right, I was wondering when these would unlock. Something else catches your notice in the sky this time. Strange new stars shimmering about the ones you recognize. Greater Titans have returned. Colossal monsters that once rode the downside yet red maps. Some of them, merely in spirit, not in form. But those dark stars are a portentous sun. Though they may light your way, beware the path which they illuminate, reader. Henceforth you may invite the influence of the Titan stars, omens of the night sky, each representing one of the downside's mythical monstrosities. These Titan stars for a greater challenge. Slain or routed long ago, the greater Titans are an indelible part of the legend of the Eight Scribes. Let's look upon them without fear.
Behold the Titan stars.
Why, thank you, I am. Okay, so here we have, in what is kind of a trademark theme for Supergiant, modular difficulty. Each of these stars will add a new modifier that makes things harder, but we'll get experience quicker. And also, there's a whole new chapter of the book devoted to them, so devoted to the Titans that we have to do each of the modifiers once to try. But yes, it's like Limiters in Transistor, or the Shrine in Pyre, or Patch Punishment in Hades. So, Limitless adversaries will have +8 hope, making them return sooner after banishment. I mean, that wouldn't be too bad, because I don't play a high banishment game. Maybe I should. Endriga the Widow, at the start of this rite, immediately lose 30 Pyre. Wow. The Star of the Blood Titan, once banished by Unlucky Boris and Seed Minion. And the Star of the Root Titan, once vanquished by Scribe Lustaborium. And Islak Astralborn, your adversary should be more cunning and much quicker to react. The Star of the Star Titan, once sealed away by the Scribe Mortimer Leaf. Well, like I say, I want to do each of them once to get the thing in the book. So let's
Islak Astralborn.
let's call upon Islak and see if they just completely wreck me.
The Titan stars. Burning remnants of monstrosities felled by the scribes themselves.
Or in this case, not fell,
Dare you to
just
stand against them in their
put
fury?
in a box.
Dark is the knowledge that you seek there, reader.
Yeah, but
Best
that's a
focus
pretty
on your
straight line from
adversaries,
reading to seeking
keen
dark
as
knowledge.
they are to confront you once again. Put out their pyre first, and show them the glory of the Night Wings.
Yes, I know how to play the game.
Now then, make ready for the rite.
Oi, mates! Look at what we have here! Greentail, is that you? Yeah. Fuck it, it's me, alright. Well, I'll be. So tell me something then, Greentail. You gonna go against me this time, or keep on being a stinking coward like before, huh? What do I do? 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 Wait. He says he wants to fight. If you can beat him, maybe he'll leave us alone. He'll leave the Greentails alone. I can make it worth his while. Greentails, Rookie's family. His mother Reba and uncles Yowson, Ruther, Robbie, Pudder, and Otto. Those are some good names. Parker? What is it, mate? The right's about to start. Well, I was just thinking, I know I owe you and everything, but I've got a deal for you. You like a good deal, don't you? Wow, Rookie's voice is not quite bedding in yet. Ha! I like a good laugh, more like it, but I'll buy Greentail. What's your fancy here? I was thinking, if I can beat you here, we're squared away. You let me off the hook. Yeah, I see. But tell me something, mate. Now, why in this stinking world would I want to do a thing like that? What's in it for me when I beat you instead? Then, I'll pay you double what I owe. I promise. But you have to promise too. Kurzo. Oh, really now? Double or nothing, is it then, eh? Drive our bargain there, mate, but alright. Still, you beat me in my pack right here, right now. Debt-free as far as I'm concerned. Well, kind of wish I hadn't turned the difficulty up now. Of course, if you don't, I'll be fleecing you for all you're worth. You, your stupid uncles, and that dear old mum of yours. See you shortly then. Have we talked about how Rookie is the most Mary Louise looking dog you've ever seen? Oh my god, that had never occurred to me, but Jesus, he is. Literally just the Mary Louise as a dog. Rookie then turns to you. Hey, so this mean what? Alright. Hey, so this one means a lot to me, you understand that, chap? Let me go against these guys and I'll make sure we show them up, okay? Also, his accent is just getting posher every time I talk.
Now we shall get started.
Ooh, we have more bio for Barker. Barker Ash brought us the Chaos Mongrel. He was an accomplished hunter, and the people of the Commonwealth did have an appetite. But he cherished the hunt itself far more than the work ethic, and spent his earnings on a variety of things that were quite bad for him. After one particularly raucous night with his pack, Barker was caught relieving... Oh yeah, we saw that. That's not a statue, that was not a thing. Past occupation hunter, the wildlands east of the Commonwealth were lucrative for the quick and the bold. While few traditions survived from the days of the Empire, hunting was certainly an exception. His sign is Sagittol. He was born on the 12th of 12th moon, suggesting he is carefree and spirited. His crime was indecency. He violated one of the Commonwealth's most sacred landmarks. His motive is anarchy. He did what he did to undermine common respect for the country, and he's been in the downside for 4 years. Yeah, this all tracks. Now, Rookie wanted in, which I wouldn't normally because he's got quite high XP, but hey. Oh, it's kind of the old guard have the lowest XP. And Jodariel gives us plus 35 Pyre automatically, so I'll want to bring her in when I do the Widow Star, the one that does automatic damage.
Hooray! The choice is cast.
Rookie, he has always been so kind to me. If I help us to prevail here, then maybe I can start to make it up to him. Alright then, Greentail, bring it on. Let's see Zero Mum who's gonna pay.
Now begin.
That was never gonna make it, but you know. Can I help you?
Your demon is banished.
Okay, apparently no I cannot. Run, run, run. Jump. Just get stamina in time. Anybody want some suppressive fire? Oh, wasn't paying attention there.
So fiercely fought.
That was never going to work. That was
A shameful
stupid.
outcome. A rather cunning trick.
No, I just played badly. What's the matter, Greentail? It makes you seem a little nervous on your paws out there. Shut up already, Barker. Let's get on with it. What's that you say, huh? Think you can talk back to me like that, Greentail? You heard me, Barker. Stay out of my damn way. What, mate? Or I'll sink these little nervous teeth into your neck, old chum.
That foolish Barker was a menace to the Commonwealth and is a blight upon the rights.
Yeah,
To
eat
the
it.
adversary's flames.
Yeah, when they said your adversaries will be more cunning and quicker to react, they were not wrong.
Splendid.
Whoop.
The flames of freedom.
Forget that you can jump those gaps by just sprinting into them. You don't actually have to jump. Ran out of stamina, that was stupid. Eat aura.
Well cast. Oh.
Ran out of stamina. Yodario could really do with more stamina.
Bye, Barker.
That was very stupid. I need to stop just letting them tackle me, is basically my problem there.
Wherever
I also
did
need to
the
stop
night
just walking
winds
into those
go?
auras. But on the upside, I have a ton more health on my Pyre than them, and
Poof.
yeah. I have a ton more health and I do more damage.
Didn't see it coming.
Ah! Thought I had that. Okay. Wow. What the heck?
All 3 night wings. No law
Wow,
against
okay.
the orb.
They completely played me there, I guess.
Yes. Unfortunate for the dissidents. The orb's
Should have
unclaimed
pressed the
again.
button. What was I even trying to do there? Answers on a postcard.
Oh.
Thought they were all dead. I thought that was why I got that dramatic angle.
There.
Run.
A
Fail.
mere attempt. Simply
Getting
abhorrent.
played again.
Barker
Wow.
threw it in.
Yeah, like I say, when we said we were upping the difficulty. Wait, why did they get all 3 players? Aren't you meant to lose one after you score? Ah,
If I were that one, I'd be rather angry. Good.
wow, almost missed. One more.
Once more like that, and we are finished here.
See, I lose a player when I score.
Prey banished.
I feel like the dissidents are not playing by the rules. Yeah, Jodie is... I love her, but she is just not the person to bring to this match.
They simply threw it in.
Yes, they did.
That's it.
Was wondering if I could just do it with the straight run from the start, but apparently not. That, however...
It is done.
Oh. I was nervous for a minute, I won't lie.
They proved
Knocks
superior
out.
to their adversaries.
I am turning that star back off next match.
The right is
It's
done.
done. Woohoo! We did it! We got him! Green tail, you. Oh, you got us fair and square, mate. Fair and square as this stuff gets, right? So my family, you leave them alone? You said you'd leave them alone. Ease off there, Green Tail. Deal's a deal. Now, me and my pack had better step it up for when we see you and your mates again. I'll be looking forward. Rookie watches him depart and then turns to you as his expression softens. Don't know what to tell you, chum, other than I really owe you one. Ah, we know you're good for it. See, plus 10%. You get plus 10% XP for every star you've turned on, which can lead to some large numbers once you've got them all on. And also, if you're playing with them all on, then you are a maniac, basically, or very, very good, or both.
Until the stars align.
And probably better at video games than me. Back at the wagon after defeating the distance in a solid performance, you're about to join the others discussing the outcome when Volfred finds you.
Tempra Bravis.
Good work back there, my kern. Though, I'm afraid I must pull you away from any revelry, for there is something you should see. Please, join me outside. Well, okay. Look forth. The golden star reveals itself to us once more. Indeed. Somewhere deep in the infinite dark, a single star shines brightly in the rest. The path to freedom reveals itself again. But which star? Oh! Oh yeah, the golden star is just Soliam, so that's going straight to our next liberation rite. And yes, now the Titan stars start appearing up here. Star of the Poison Root, an ill omen which engulfs the star of the Sandrunner. Now I want to find all of them, because this is the kind of background lore thing I love. Izlaku is massive, an ill omen which engulfs the star of the Broken Boyer. Endriga, star of the Blood Mistress, an ill omen which engulfs the star of the Stag Hunter. Yeah, so I guess it's time to go and free somebody. And we are playing the Withdrawn, because if you look at the planner, they're currently top of the standings. The distance went down when we beat them. Wait, what did that say? Medium, the 9th moon, 8:37. Reappearance of the Titan stars is caused with some concern, though. Best ignore old superstitions and remain well focused on the task at hand. Once more are we to travel to the Fall of Soliam, and may the eight scribes watch over us. P.S. The Pyre heart's still going 0 and 11. God love them. Let's go north then. The rites are calling you again to the Fall of Soliam, where one among you may go free should you prevail. It is as we discussed. The cycle of the rites is beginning to turn more quickly. Perhaps the scribes themselves have taken notice. Fortunately, having more frequent opportunities to free ourselves is not unwelcome to our plan. I suppose it's good for everyone, including the Withdrawn, who will oppose us next. Getting to Mount Lodiel should ought to be a little easier than before, at least. We should be able to make landing near to some of the old monuments to the scribes. Let's set forth at dawn. Soon everyone is off to rest as best as they're able, knowing that another chance at liberty for one of them shall soon present itself. Page revealed. 3 whole pages, exciting times. Also, Ruki is here and he looks sad. Seems to have something on his mind. And we have a Bones Idol pen. And that's just fun. As you approach Ruki, you sense none of his usual anxious energy. I'm free. Then he rushes up to you. A return to form. I mean, I know I'm not. I'm stuck down here with all the rest of you. It's like I finally got to set aside this giant bag of rocks I've been carrying around, you know what I mean? I want to say thanks, chum, for giving me a hand with the little situation between myself and Barker. I don't think I would have had it in me to stand up to him unless I knew you and the others had my back. Now at least old Mama Greentail won't get any trouble from him on the other side. Ruki's well-to-do Kerr family, tied to the Commonwealth's thriving mercantile industry. She's still waiting for her Ruki boy to come on home, but at least she won't be getting hassled by a bunch of nasty Kerrs because I struck a lousy deal. So yeah, chum, you ever need something, I owe you one, and then some. Kerzo. Prances out of the wagon, a newfound lightness in his step. +2 hope permanently! Gotta love doing those character side quests. Sandra, anything to talk about? No, you're good. Don't worry, we'll be back. But the Book of Rites. Yes, we now have Chapter 5 about the Greater Titans. So each Titan star you prevail under gives you another page of this. The Greater Titans, in the words of Under King Ores, the Sea Sojourner. Yes, this is pretty art. If you're going to say pretty art in the chat every time there's pretty art in the game, nobody will ever say anything else. The stars shine strange beneath the sea. This one dared rise from the waters so that he could see the plain, burning essences of those who came before. Our lives are but a quest to join the stars. This one longed to be the brightest, but in the downside, this one met those whose own stars shall doubtless burn at least as hot. Together we achieved great deeds. You may have seen some evidence of it, the remains of the greater titans which once darkened this dark land. But in our kinship was the strength to conquer them. It is this one's humble charge to chronicle those deeds, and may the titan stars never stain the sky during your time. Well, hate to bring it to you. And specifically, is like Astralborn. Why did I say that in such a weird way? Astralborn. Is like Astralborn. The foul name of the Star Titan is written here but once. Do not invoke it lest you aid its reawakening. It sups upon despair and fear and doubt, and lands such as our own. 'Twas our mighty mistress Melith which tracked the Astralborn monstrosity within its loathsome pit, where it lay nursing wounds sustained from travelling across the stars in search of simple prey. The wicked Astralborn could drive a lesser creature to the brink of sanity with a mere passing glance, but not Melith. She cast upon the fiend 100 words of binding, each one more binding than the last. With the creature's incandescent skin, we bound this book, and bound ourselves onto the stars. Just casually. Oh, this book you're holding? Yeah, it's made of the Titan skin. You know, just cash. And also, we learnt about the dissidents. In the words of Hope. I myself, Hope, did form the dissidents under this simple tenet. Those who do not belong, belong. The other scribes, some of them showed at first reluctance to allow an infant, one accursed, to designate one of the 9 triumvirates, but Myr, the horned one, stubborn as he was, stood by my side. In time they came to understand, for I remained, as ever, at their side, a living bit of proof of their absurdity. The dissidents are an extension of my oddity. Those who do not adhere, they are not to be discarded, underestimated, or dismissed. They are as necessary as are those against whom they rebel. I mean, correct. Well, let's head on up. It is, it must be said, a lot easier to go up a mountain when your caravan can fly. Just saying. Just saying. Up we go, up we go. Through the foothills, and here's the mountain. You can set down at Emperor's Ascent or Emperor's Fall. Since Gilman shall gain favour from the scribes if you land there, but Ruki shall gain favour if you land there. Well, I think Gilman's got less XP, so let's buff him. Why not? You make landing on the sacred Mount Elodial, upon whose summit the next liberation rite shall soon take place. You wonder who among you may regain his or her freedom this time. Volfred finds you after the post-flight inspection. We shall have to take the rest of the trip to the fallen Sorian by land. May we soon liberate another of our own there. That should raise the chances that our plan shall ultimately succeed. That chance currently sitting at 36%. The Undercrest seeks Pamatha. That's exciting. Hey, Sandra! Oh, and you can chat. Leave me alone, reader. I am in no mood to talk to you at this time. She's concerned about something, but you cannot sense what, and she refuses to say. I see little need to keep on blathering about to you as once I did. I should not have let you in. Be gone. My services are yours, but this place is my own. It won't last, you lovers. But anyway, let's have a scribe round. Then who exactly did you have in mind? Well, you asked for Pamatha, so here's Pamatha. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials in Pamatha. Oh, you mean that feisty harp? She may yet be taught some manners, I should think. I shall attempt to bring her down to size. Let us bring her forth. Soon Pamitha arrives in heat of the summons. You called for me, Reader darling? Ah, it's that crystal. Let's hash it out. I'm ready. Finally somebody has a clue what's going on. Really hope that Titan star I turned on doesn't still apply. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Harp. You answer to me here. Ooh, a bossy one. Sure then. Go on. Tell me more. Such a delightful student for a change. Come then. Let us see what you can do left to your own devices. Save for your reader's vigilance, of course. Let's show her what she wants to see then, reader darling. Yes, let's. I guess that's the move I always forget to pull. Ah! Fake out. Okay, yeah, it's possible I'm playing badly. Who can say? Who can say? Oh, come on. Wow, I am getting absolutely wrecked at this. Nobody tell the internet. That was the wrong button. X, not B. Bye bye. Why is the flying one worse at blocking me than the not flying ones? Ah. Just clip that. Why, thank you. Just give me the orb and then do nothing while I dunk it, you know. Wow, that didn't work at all. Nah. I'm never quite sure, like, sometimes I will go for a shot against somebody with presumably the same sized aura and just not get it. Ran out of stamina there. You may have been able to tell by the way I stopped playing well. Okay, that was a really solid play, so I can't even be mad there. But I still win. I'll be real, I don't know if I deserved that, but I did it. Right now, is everyone happy? Oh, happy as can be, my doubtless pretty Harp. So good of you to ask. On top of that, your performance was sufficient, and you passed my test. You have my congratulations, both to you and to your lovely reader. Now, be gone from here before I have any second thoughts. My, that Sandra sure could use a massage or something. So angry, isn't she? Say, what's that you have there, darling? You received Triesta's Bloom. While flying after dousing the Pyre, she may instantly return and deals 3 extra damage while flying. That's pretty sweet. Given how much I love to do the flying tank. That's the wrong button. So wait, does everybody just have their legendaries now? Yep. Everybody currently on the team has done their trial. A solar shell. The sparkling pink in its centre is in fact its heart, which stares out from time to time. A keepsake from the Sea of Solace. Only a monster would attempt to remove the heart. It would have the strength. Okay, that's an interesting thing you've got there. Seeking the heart scribe's favour? That sounds fun. Later that day, you accompany Sir Gilman into the fading glory of Emperor's Ascent, where a monument to Trieste Tins awaits you. Perhaps due to the nature of this place, you begin to sense Sir Gilman's inner thoughts as clear as if he were speaking aloud. Have this night's glory days gone by, he often wonders. Perhaps you know the answer to that. Please, do not spoil it for him. Soon you and he have finished paying your respects. You return to the wagon in silence, feeling as though Trieste Tins has shown you favour. At dawn you shall begin your ascent. For now, solitude here is fit to suit your vocations. You get +2 quickness, that's exciting. There's dialogue. Oh, hello. He's fired up. Sir Gilman is fuming in anger over something. So much so that you're hesitant to approach him. But you approach him anyway. Exile is too light a sentence for this night! He notices you then and seizes up. He begins acting rather nonchalant, as though his outspurt did not just transpire. Oh! Greetings to you, noble Master Reader. What brings you to this night this afternoon? Sir Gilman is attempting to make small talk. Is everything okay, my dear? You maintain a gentle tone with him and ask whether there's something he might wish to discuss. Sir Gilman perhaps could benefit from talking through his woes. He stands there for a time, silent and dejected. But then... Master Reader, this knight cannot escape the horrors of his past. It seems that you would hear them. Then you have this knight's apologies ahead of time for burdening you further with his troubles. Having said that, here then are the troubles you requested. You are, of course, familiar with the siege of the Spiral Sanctum. For this night, the memory of it is like a wound which will not close. This knight stood there on the front lines whilst the High Wing remnants descended upon us. So furious was their assault that our chain of command was ruptured instantly. We of the Sea Dominion, and we require orders to perform our duty. Without such orders, why, we surely made a very easy target there that eve. One by one, then 2 by 2, they picked us off, becoming bolder, some of them shrieking with laughter all the while. This night he saw his comrades cast aside like sea flies. How this knight survived, he does not know for certain, even now. Perhaps it was that he attempted to pursue and to detain his own knight commander, whom you met when you first met this knight. That cursed Sir Deluge, not for his craven cowardice, the Spiral Sanctum might have held at least a while longer. But instead we were routed, rendered spineless both in form and deed. Sir Deluge was first to turn and flee as our chain of command crumbled. And as for this knight, he failed to catch his knight commander. He must have looked a coward too. Thus came the time for penance, and this night, why, he insisted on the only course of action was reasonable. He insisted on the sentence to the downside. And as you can plainly see, his wish was then fulfilled. How absurd that he should re-encounter his old knight commander here soon after. Thus did this knight become obliged once more to Sir Deluge. We took to the waters in the Sea of Solace, where soon we met the Pyre Hearts, a triumvirate exclusive to our kind, and they were cracked. It was plain to see that they lacked wherewithal, and Sir Deluge they thought he could provide it, the leadership they sought, and he was too much of a coward to decline. As for this knight, being of the Sea Dominion, he had little choice but to comply, or so at first he thought. When he encountered you in the Night Wings, something awakened within him. With so little honour left to lose, and so much left to gain, it became eminently clear that this knight stood a better chance within your ranks than those of Sir Deluge. And there is little left to say. This knight cannot escape his past, and yet he chooses to believe that he was spared that day not merely by coincidence. Perhaps under King Oras yet has plans in store in which this knight may play a part. This night he clings, however vainly, to that hope. He slithers away, his head bowed low. It seems best to leave him be for now. You sense he feels relieved at having shared all this. Roster bio updated. What's your star sign, my dude? You're a Scorpus, born on the 3rd of 11th moon, suggesting he is driven and fixated. His crime? No. He survived the siege of the Sanctum, though technically did no wrong. And volunteered for exile after the shameful outcome of the battle, and that was 3 years ago. Cool. So yes, we were doing the book. Let's go back to the book. Because now, your deepening knowledge of the Book of Rites is not nearly enough. Aspects of it still elude you. Your greater understanding of the reader's influence. We've maxed out the hope, quickness, and presence, but now that unlocks the glory. What have you come to understand of the book? Can you recite its pages yet by heart? Have you internalized its teachings? In its lack of limits, you experience yours. Inspiration comes to you in a flash. Righteousness, everybody has +1 glory. Let us continue. Up the mountain, we have the high road and the cistern. Pamatha will gain favour along that route. Tizo should gain favour along that route. Let's go Tizo, we haven't talked to him yet today. Seriously, this whole game looks really good, but Mount Elodiel in particular looks amazing. On the way to the summit, you pass a monument to Under King Ores, and Tizo happens to take notice. You wish for good fortune in the coming rite and in your plan. As for Tizo... Hello again, old friend. I hope the stars are comforting to you. These Nightwings are as strong a spirit as I have seen. Please, look after them. Addressing one of the scribes as old friend, we've been having hints dropped that Tizo is older than he looks. Just pointing that out. He says little after paying his respects. However, as you prepare to continue your ascent, you sense that Under King Ores has shown you favour. +3 glory, nice. And here we are. You and your companions gather once more at the Scribe's Gate, where a single narrow trail leads up toward the summit past an archway carved of stone, and that dog absolutely loves this gate. I don't think you could hear it because the microphone's quite directional, but there's a dog outside that is just going for it. Come this way, please. The minstrel leads you toward the archway where his counterpart awaits. The exiles of the Nightwings have returned. I don't know what voice that was. You can tell. They have. Greetings, Celeste. Sheolpa ignores him and motions to the rest of you. Now then, each of you in turn, please state your name and what is it that you seek while crossing Scribe's Gate. Please, do just as she says. Everyone steps forth, one after another, much like before. Jadariel passes through the gate. Panther passes through the gate. Ray passes through the gate. Rookie passes through the gate and looks really confused about this for some reason. Tizo passes through the gate. So Gilman passes through the gate and is excited about it. Ulfred passes through the gate. No one is left to go but you. You step forth and declare yourself as you did before. The Guardian of the Scribe's Gate regards you, with a still expression. Then she addresses all of you in her formal manner. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. The lone minstrel glances up at the Gate Guardian.
Salutium, Celeste.
You have our gratitude, Celeste. But she pays him no heed. Here we are. Again, you gain the top of Mount Elodiel, from which the downside sprawls before you. You wonder whether one among you shall soon follow headward from this place. Page revealed the fall of Soliam. Oh, that's the celestial landmarks, isn't it? Oh, it's already there. Fall of Soliam, in the words of Luce Glorian. From the top of Mount Elodial, the downside may be seen in its entirety, or at least felt, since so much of the land is shrouded, but that is hardly all. Through a wondrous miracle, there lies upon this highest mountain an inverted fall, whose waters crash not towards the sea, but rush towards the heavens. We speculate these are the very waters which delivered us, but now bend backward, seeking their return, as do we all. In this phenomenon can freedom be achieved, but only for the chosen when the time is right. This is a path to freedom we cannot traverse, but shall leave open for you, so that you may strive for it. Oh, believe me, my dude, I'm striving. But more importantly, Ron's here. Hey guys, you know, it gets real awful cold up here sometimes, waiting for customers, so come on in, okay? And good luck in that big battle thing you got, if that's where you're going, isn't it? I heard it's gonna be exciting for my friends. That was hard to improv. That's neat, but I don't want it. Also, I have a whole 9 money, because I've not been getting money. I could sell one of these. Yeah, you know what? Tail and Crest, everybody's getting their legendaries anyway.
What a great taste.
And I'll swap it for this Stardust,
Great taste.
which I will spend on... Can help engrave better. Minus, yeah. Just means that Tizo never has to use stamina. That will be perfect. Thank you.
Great taste.
Thanks, guys. Good luck in that thing you're going to tonight. Funny how he recovers from the cold the minute we're not going to buy anything from him. So let's do the thing. The time has come for your second liberation rite to commence. You observe the lone minstrel and Volfred speaking in hushed tones, but cannot sense the topic or the tone. Then Volfred looks up at you. I trust that you are feeling as prepared as possible, my kin. Each rite is consequential to our journey in its own respect, though. These liberation rites have a more immediate effect. It's somewhat crass, however. I've got it estimated by how much each of our companions may contribute to the outcome of our plan should they be liberated here. Factors such as their previous occupation, innate tendency to lead, and oratory skill contributed to my assessment. It's nothing personal, though. We are all in this together. Besides, we all ought to return in time if possible. Know simply that for each one of us who goes, in so doing he shall raise our total chances of success. Reader, this night you shall confront the withdrawn. They've already appointed Udmelda to be liberated should they manage to prevail. We all have faith in you, my kin, and lo, even the stars agree on this account. New Titan Star. I'm turning Islak off immediately. Archbeast Sungrees. At the start of this rite, your adversary's power will automatically gain 30. Star of the World Titan, once slain by the 8 scribes atop Mount Elodial. Sure, why not?
Sungrees.
Want to hit each of them once, and that seems doable. Especially if I bring Jody and bring my power up to match. Let's see who's eligible.
The Nightwings have returned unto the fall of Solium, at which the scribes first formed their sacred union.
The scribe statues do look really dope. That's
freedom
just fact. But then this whole game is really dope, I suppose.
But only for one exile who prevails in this liberation rite. Your many adversaries all did strive to earn this opportunity.
Yeah, but so did I. I already said I was striving.
Who shall be absolved is up to all of you.
The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present, prepared.
Volontà Lorigas.
I concur that the pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared.
Regeta Noxalas.
Then, anointed one of the withdrawn, come forth now and declare yourself. Pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Bog Dweller of Milner appears from the shadows and reaches for her mask. We are known to be Witch and Milner. Our adversaries, they are nothing to us, or the ones we serve. Ye all shall be devoured in the coming age, an age of strife, wrought down by the fell wings of many seeing eyes of Islach the Ashenborn. Well, I already turned him off, so get over it. You speak blasphemy upon this sacred site, Milner. If you value your liberty, then I suggest you cease your mocking of the scribes. These scribes, they failed to stop Islach, and he shall rise again. As for ye Nightwings, you are of no consequence in Islach's grand design. Oh hey cultists indeed. She dons her mask once more. Soon we shall return unto the land which Islach shall usurp, where we shall offer him our blood, and that of many, many others. Now then, have the Nightwings reached a decision on whose behalf they shall conduct the liberation rite? No, you haven't told me the options yet. Reader, I am bound to tell you once more. The first companion whom you choose shall go free this very night in the veil. Only the enlightened may be thus anointed. Not all among you may yet be ready. The other two chosen for the triumvirate shall lend their aid. Yeah, I remember how the game works. Nightwings, make your decision. So who's eligible? Jodie, Rookie, or Shay? And where's Bolford's thing about how much each of them would be worth for the plan? You're not going to tell me? No? Okay, well, I mean, Rookie just had his whole thing of getting Barker off his mum's trail, so he may as well go see his mum.
Rookie.
Good choice there, champ, though. If I get out of here, I don't know what you're going to do without me. I'm sure we'll
Who
work it
shall
out.
lend him support?
That would be Gilman and Panther.
Sir Gilman.
By this night's honor, he shall fight with all his might.
Tamatha.
Sure. Let's get him out of here, then.
Very well.
Soon, Islach. Very soon we shall release thee. We shall release thee. And as for ye, Nightwings, we have much in store for ye. I'm not sure ye takes all the cases, he just uses it, but sure.
Commence.
And now we get another version of Never to Return! That's fair. Yeah, I didn't deserve that. Nah. Get wrecked. Yeah. Sorry, I'll stop singing along. You can listen to Darren Corp and Ashley Barrett, who are both much better singers than me. There was a wall there, wasn't there? Boop, 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 boop. And yes, I realise I said you should listen to their singing and then immediately went whoop 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 over it. Yeah, you explode, sure. Islach, we invoke thee, seek thy ancient strength. Befoul our enemies within thy blood. Damnation to the Nightwings, damnation to the Scribes. Forgot where her voice was going there and went in inadvisable places. The invocation of Islach, your adversary witch of Milda's curse. Yes, I hydrated! Stop telling me to hydrate. Yes, I know that's lying. Your adversary witch of Milda's curse will summon forth dark pools of banishing Ichor wheresoever any exile is banished here this night. Good use of wheresoever. I mean, I love less the bit where we've been cursed by a dark god, but hey, I'll take it. Get wrecked.
And there it is.
Wow, they just didn't even bother to defend that last point.
Proved their worth.
Noxalas,
As for their adversaries, they did not.
stop trying to sell us all to a demon. And in
Thus
conclusion,
ends the liberation rite.
get owned.
And thus, the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free, absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. His adversary and all others shall remain to carry
Yes.
out their rightful sentences.
Yes, we know how the system works. Know that this affront against Islach has been recorded, and his vengeance shall darken the skies. Alright, have fun with that. So, what now? I guess I'm just supposed to jump into this waterfall thing back here and then that's it. I'm free. I'm free. Something comes over him there. Now listen to me, chums. Don't any of you go thinking you're gonna miss me, yeah? You're gonna do just fine. Even without old Ricky Greentail there to keep an eye out all the time. Even though the rest of you are just a bunch of slowpokes and all that. Me, I'm gonna be so busy drinking myself silly on Commonwealth stock, I'm sure I'm soon gonna forget each and every one of you. I don't believe. But just in case I don't, you be sure and stop by and visit me if you get back there too. Just look for Mama Greentail's shop right in the heart of town. You can't miss it. So yeah, stop by, say hi, you know. Now I think I gotta go. So excuse me. He drops into the shimmer pool and disappears within, although you still can hear him going on about something. Well, let me tell you, this is weird in here. Hey, it's starting. Oh, wait! Ruki earned back his freedom. May he return in glory.
Godspeed, Rookie Greentail. The 8 scribes are ever merciful. By their grace, the cycle of the rites may soon commence again.
Have XP. Have XP. Have XP for you.
Until the rites begin.
Team beginning to
anew.
shrink somewhat. You return to the wagon after having... Oh, wow. Many more pages. You return to the wagon after having prevailed against the withdrawn in the liberation rite. Such the glorious night this turned out to be. At least someone got out of here. You succeeded in liberating Ruki, who returned to the Commonwealth in glory. We did what we could. With each liberation rite, we strive to advance our plan. A brighter future awaits at the end of our path. For now, we must persevere. And the plan is now standing at 43%. Speaking of which, reader, I take it you have seen the stars, or should I say the lack thereof. You have. Or did. Once more, the sky is all abyssal darkness following the liberation rite. No stars illuminate themselves to guide you further on your path. Then let us go once more to Moonlight Alcove. I have an errand I must run beside once we arrive. Best we recover now and make our way southward to First Light. Cool, we'll do that, but the book had a lot to say. Oh, and thank you, Twisted Werewolf, for the 3-month resub. Great to have you here. Let's talk to a worm. After the liberation rite, you find Sir Gilman in an uncharacteristically quiet and contemplative mood. He salutes you crisply with his tail. Glory to you, Master Reader, and glory to the noble Ruki Greentail. Long may he prosper in the Commonwealth. And in so doing, may he benefit the plan into which we have all been thrust. Then he falls silent for a time. You sense him growing very emotional. In noble Ruki, this knight found a kindred spirit, Master Reader. Yeah, your voice and character voices kept blending into each other. One of questionable honour, the greatest cunning, and such blinding speed as to befit a minstrel's tale. This knight fears our triumvirate lost something irreplaceable in him. Of course, this knight is also pleased that Ruki has achieved his freedom. Very much so. And furthermore, this knight shall now continue training even harder than before. Ruki Greentail, this knight shall train on and until such time as he is swifter until such time as he is swifter than the jagged lightnings of the deathless tempest. Now, Master Reader, this knight must beg his leave of you, for it is time, not for his rest, but for his training. Know that he is very grateful for your wisdom and your guidance in these rites. Between yourself and Master Ruki, you have instilled within this knight an unshakable resolve. He bows low and bids you a good evening. We have several new pages, and also with Sandra. Have you decided you want to talk yet? No, you're still being moody. Oh, got it. To the book. Sungrees. Yes, that was the title we had on. Know you the sacred Mount Lodiel, the highest peak within the lowest land? Then know that it is no mere mountain, but the fractured bonework of the world titan himself, the Archbeast Sungrees. This once bog-dwelling companion Melith is too mild in her account of our ascent. It was not a pleasant mountain hike, but a pitchy battle, spanning 17 full moons. Finally, the 8 of us, we climbed atop the brow of old Sungrees. We merged our strength and struck the mortal blow, such that the Archbeast shattered finally into pieces. It is no mere myth that from the Archbeast's eye the Shimmer Pool emerged, the sole means of freedom from this land. So, like, Dog Snake Ymir is my rap name. And let's talk about the Withdrawn in the words of Hope. The Withdrawn did spawn forth from the wild witch Melith, in whose vigilant pursuit of the unknown and the unknowable I always felt a certain kinship. Whether the Withdrawn were Melith's kin by blood, or any worshippers, we trusted one another not to ask or care. What mattered was that Melith chose the most audacious minds, who stopped at nothing short of the impossible. Though ever distant, the Withdrawn revealed to us such truths about the land which long lay hidden, even to one such as I. Their knowledge ever waking into newfound depths of consciousness, they led us all to better know ourselves. And we did a liberation rite, so we get a page of the last chapter. On mercy, in the words of Triestatis Blessingborn. Mercy is the beating heart of a truly free society. Mercy even for the perpetrators of the darkest deeds. As our liege Solium drifted in an ocean of regret, he found their mercy, or rather it found him, and it saved his life. Mercy, freedom, they are intertwined. A society which raises a clenched fist against its own shall follow the doomed path of the Empire of Sar. Ours shall be a merciful society. May the perpetrators of the darkest deeds be sent to join us here, where they may learn as we have. Mercy shall engender union among all our different kind. We shall stand shoulder to shoulder, equals in the same society. Yeah, this is... the whole of Chapter 8 is very much, here are the principles the Commonwealth was founded on. They're not where we are anymore. Just that whole bit of the downside is meant to be, yes, you banish people to the downside, so that they can learn and improve and return. Transformative justice. I mean, it's still not great, but you can see where they're going, rather than just, we will throw you in this hole forever. Who does that benefit? Back to the Moonlight Alcove we go. I still just love the animation on the black wagon, it's got so much character. You once again find yourself amid the serene walkways of Moonlight Alcove. Here you can await the time until the stars deign to shine for you again. Nobody wants to talk, so let's wait. We've returned to a place of respite. Please make yourselves comfortable, such as you can. We are at the mercy of the stars, but I expect they shall shine bright again in time. As for me, I shall return by then, for there is something I must do. There, from the top of the sacred mountain, you gaze down into the abyss that is the downside. You wonder when the stars shall align themselves once more. There, upon the sacred mountain, you and your companions once more await the night the stars begin to shine again. The plan of which you were all a part is set in motion. The Commonwealth, the nation that stood almost for 1,000 years, is in turmoil. If your companions return there through the liberation rites, what sort of place shall they be coming back to? Many moons pass. One evening, amid a downpour with no interest whatsoever in relenting, Volfred requests everybody to convene. You understand he has an announcement of some sort. Soon everyone is assembled, and Volfred regards the group. Oh, new chapter. Everyone, there is an aspect of our plan which I have not talked about at length. Look around at your companions. What do you see in them? He lets the question hang a moment in the air. I'll tell you what I see in all of you. In all of us. I see in all of us a living vision of the 8 scribes themselves, each one among them hailing from the different tribes which later formed our Commonwealth. My observation does not come from pompousness, I think. Rather, I believe the scribes themselves desired, or shall I say desire, such a course. Together they created all this ceremony of which we're now a part. These storm effects look really nice. The exiles liberated through their rites went on to found the Commonwealth based on their values and their teachings. Thus, an instrumental aspect of our plan is to embody the spirit of the culture from which the Commonwealth arose so many centuries ago. That way, when we are all united on the other side in solidarity, the people all shall see that we reflect the values they yet cherish in their hearts, not merely our own. Anyway, we are still missing one key representative on behalf of Molten Belief, and I happen to know a certain bog dweller who I think shall fit the part most splendidly indeed. Molten Belief, fourth of the 8 scribes, known as the Impassioned, or the Wild Witch. The mistress of fire and dust claims she can shatter the world with the flick of her wrist. I do like to claim that, just, you know, a little bit of self-actualization. Emotions for someone to approach. A certain bog dweller slithers forward. You recognize her straight away. I don't remember how she sounded. It is my pleasure to introduce to you a dear old friend of mine whom I believe you've met. Welcome to the Nightwings, Bertrude. The bog dweller called Big Bertrude utters something guttural by way of greeting. We are to understand that you require further aid from us. Yes, dear Bertrude, the time has come. Bertrude here is far and away the most accomplished alchemist whom I have ever met. You soon will find that she knows much about the rites as well. Bertrude looks at you and your fellow exiles, each in turn. We frighten ye. Apparent. Everyone is silent as Bertrude searches their expressions. Then tremble, small ones, and hold well thy tongues, lest we remove them. She takes her leave without another word. Charmer. Please, excuse Bertrude's blunt manner. I guarantee she'll more than make up for it. Everyone disperses. It seems now that the ranks of the Nightwings are complete. Bertrude joined the group. Now then, my kin, perhaps you noticed that the stars are bright once more up there behind those stubborn rains, meaning it's time we got back to business. Indeed, once more several stars shine bright within the cold and stormy sky. Let's look at them. We have hope, we have gold, we have hallelujah. My dear friend Big Bertrude, she observes an unseen pattern in the stars. It seems we now can estimate how many rites remain until the next liberation. That's exciting. So yes, we have 3 more rites until the next liberation. So yeah, they do start speeding up really quite a bit. So there was a new Titan star that I just want to have a look at. Where was Sungraze? Come on, Sungraze. Krieger, Isla. Flerness, that's our new Star of the Sunken Queen, which can go for the Star of the Wooden Watcher. Sungraze, which just doesn't have a thing around it for some reason. Star of the Archbeast, which can go for the Star of the Songfisher. These are just really cool evocative names. So we can play the Templars, we can play Blue. Who's leading at the minute? The Essence. We can play the Pyre Hearts, the Can of Hope, or the Chastity of the River Gold. Let's play the Chastity. I feel like we haven't seen them in a while, and I seem to remember Manly being fun to voice. The Chastity, old Manly, is without shame. The product of corruption now festered in the Commonwealth. You and Beaufort then go over what he knows of your next adversary. H. Manly Tinderstaff, the offspring of a semi-famous sap industrialist. He was born into wealth and lived in the lap of luxury, never having to fend for himself. When he came of age, he was soon offered cushy ambassador positions that required little more than a silver tongue to convince the Commonwealth that he was keeping busy. He soon grew so proficient at doing nothing much at all that he started spending all his family's riches to assert his fame and status. One day he attempted to pay off the wrong individual, a particularly stern Commonwealth diplomat, who promptly turned him in and had him sent downriver. Manly was very disappointed by all this, but saw in it an opportunity. He knew well that in the inner circles there were those who had gone into exile and returned. Thanks to his connections, he tracked down the Chastity deep in Wakefield. He finagled his way onto the Triumvirate using his well-known skills. He in turn convinced himself that he would earn a position of great influence once he secured a way back to his home. He continues making hollow promises. Our plan is going to prevent such characters as Manly from coming to power, mark my word. For now, we ought to prepare to see the stars again without an adequate night's rest. You bid Beaufort a good night and take your leave. It's too late now to prepare for flight, so you have arranged to depart first thing in the morning. But there's somebody who wants to talk to the Black Wagon. It's Bertrude. Hi, Bertrude. And we've got Bertrude's decks. Unusual cards depicting the Greater Titans. Nice. I too have a bunch of tarot decks lying around. You find Big Bertrude looking about the Black Wagon in a disapproving way. She fixes her gaze on you. Her expression does not change. Such a clatter added to this wagon since we looked upon it last. Unsightly. We remember thee from our abode in Flagging Hands. Then thou must be the reading one to whom Sandalwood referred. She moves in close, studying you. You recall that the mere touch of a bog crone of the southern bogs could induce paralysis, or worse. A distant region of the Commonwealth left well alone, despite technically being part of the nation. Cold and forbidding marshlands are home to the bog dwellers of Sark, locally known as crones. Maybe that's why they hate you. Just saying. That one such as thee can extract meaning from that tome. It was a feat we wished to witness for ourselves. Thy flesh has seen but the smallest fraction of the years which ours withstood, and yet we are expected to believe that thou canst understand the Book of Rites. Then she backs away. Somebody else is doing it.
Sarumbare.
Hail, Gertrude, madam. Is everything to your liking at this time, or is there something more which you require? We have been unable to locate a supply of rotworm gizzard extract among thy belongings. Other than that, we shall lodge no complaint at present.
The Balamdasta.
It is possible that Volfred has a small supply among his possessions here. If you would care to accompany me, we may yet procure some. That would be agreeable with us.
Pantaveras.
And after you, madam. Oh, as they depart, you think you see the lone minstrel nod his head your way. It's like, yep, saved you from that. Here's our last chapter, Rites of Flame, which we unlock by... doesn't say. That's not the A button. In the words of Solian Mur, last of his name. With these blackened nails do I hereby inscribe the rites of flame. The bylaws shall be written here in full. We the Eight decree the rites attest of one's true worth of body, mind, and spirit. Now until the stars abandon us, this shall be binding law within the downside. Those deemed worthy in the rites are to regain their freedom from the downside and return from whence they came. Exiles shall conduct the rites as one of 9 triumvirates, and look toward the stars for guidance on their path. Exiles shall bear this book as status. The essential structure of a rite shall be as follows. Where chosen by the stars within the dark of night, shall 2 triumvirates stand in opposition far enough afield, beside their consecrated pyres symbolizing their resolve. In each triumvirate, the 3 shall act as one to demonstrate their trust in one another, not just in themselves. Triumvirates shall endeavor to extinguish the pyre of their adversary, whose flames are only to be staunched through a celestial orb descended from the stars. Whosever pyre remains burning shall prevail. The triumvirates are to disperse. Have we just got this whole chapter? We the Eight have seen the turning of the stars from now until the ending of our age. Heed their guidance and ours. The stars take many cyclic turns, and the rites commence at their behest, upon celestial landmarks where the downside's greater titans fell before the heavens. Bearing this book bestowed upon your triumvirate, you, the reader, shall perceive under which stars you are to congregate. Follow where they lead, as your adversaries shall. If either of you fails to appear, then neither of you walks the path. Whether you prevail or you fail, from that point the stars shall guide you on. The rite shall not commence unless the necessary preparations are completed at a celestial landmark ere the stars align. Exiles shall conduct the rites bearing this book, of which there are but 40 copies, each bound in astral hide. Exiles shall wear the sacred raiments fashioned in our likeness at the summit of Mount Elodiel. Their identities are to be concealed, for they shall represent us all. Exiles shall set a metal sigil for their pyre, and consecrate the grounds using the words the 8 scribes gave their freedom so that we may yet have ours. The heavens shall respond when all is set. During the rite, each triumvirate shall act as one, unerringly and without question. The disobedient shall suffer banishment or permanent expulsion. Exiles shall move as of a single mind to demonstrate their faith and recognize that they, as we the 8, cannot prevail alone. Their worth shall be determined both by their actions and their peers. Triumvirates lacking experience in this may designate a reader, whose focus on this book may help the others to coordinate. Oh, hey, that's us. However, only those who shall conduct the rites firsthand shall walk the path toward enlightenment and become eligible to regain their freedom. At the appointed time, at the aligning of the stars, the heavens shall rain down upon the ground sufficiently prepared, and thus the two opposing pyres shall be set ablaze. Thus shall commence the rite. Triumvirates are to protect their pyres as they would their lifeblood. Lifeblood itself is never to be shed before, during, or after any rite, lest the disobey suffer permanent expulsion. Exile is injury enough, the rite is an act of mercy. Fear not the purifying flame, plunge into it headlong, without fear, for you shall be protected by the stars themselves. Seek freedom in the flame. Exiles bearing the raiments in this book reveal their hidden inner aura in the color of their flame. The aura is the exile's solitary weapon in the rites. Should one's adversary cross one's aura, the adversary shall be banished. Banishment is fleeting nonetheless. Banishment is fleeting nothingness. Seek the pyre's light, thus make your return. The exile's presence shapes the aura. Exiles gain greater auras while standing side by side with their triumphants to regain strength together. Exiles may cast their aura through sheer force of focus on this book. As the two flames are lit, so shall the celestial orb fall from the heavens. But one orb shall be availed by the stars, requiring triumvirates to vie for it. Its cosmic connection to the flames, the raiments in this book, bestows the necessary qualities for its bearer to prevail. Effortlessly sails the orb between the three in a triumvirate. It seeks the grasp of whosoever acts among the three. Once grasped, the orb shall draw within it all the bearer's aura, fueled by the triumvirate's own flame. It is to be cast into the flame. In each rite we gain enlightenment, whether we prevail or we fail. Indeed, through failure do we tend to learn the most valued lessons, provided we survive. None among us have prevailed without end, yet. Exiles who walk the path toward enlightenment shall at times be struck by an epiphany and achieve mastery in some respect. Choose well amongst these blessings we bestow. Thus you may yet achieve your potential and surpass your adversaries. Whenever you prevail, your triumvirate earns favor. In time, the triumvirate with the most favor shall be summoned to the liberation rite to earn a chance of freedom. Then the cycle shall begin anew. The liberation rite takes place upon the fall of Sodium, under a blooded moon witnessed by the heralds from the stars. There the most favoured triumvirate shall confront the one which we appoint. These two triumvirates first shall pass through Scribe's Gate, where their worth shall be assessed under the stars. Only the most enlightened exiles within each triumvirate may be anointed for a chance of freedom. Two of their companions shall support them whilst they strive. The anointed champion of the triumvirate who prevails then shall plunge into the shown pool and return in glory. Okay, yep, that's the entire chapter, and those are all the rules of the rites. Just like all the actual game rules explained in Universe, and it's like, why do we get those now after we've already finished 2 cycles? Who can say? But with that thought, I have just been reading in a voice that I'm quite glad it's all of the chapter, because that was not terribly sustainable. So I am gonna drink water and take a quick break. Yes. I'll be back in 5-10 minutes. I'm gonna go and hydrate and stretch and all those things you keep telling me to do. I would recommend you do the same, but whatever, I'm not your mum. Cool. Yeah, be back in 10ish. Bye-bye. And we're back. Has it done it again? Pyre, why do you not like me switching back to the game capture? What did the game capture ever do to you? Open the game again. At least the game capture has caught it. Hope I didn't lose anything there. Yes, I just had this whole talk with Bertrude, which... Speed read! Just trip all of the new pages, so the thing will stop flashing at me. And we go, before the game crashes again. You rise early that morning, though Bertrude is already awake. She scowls. Good morning, reader. Bertrude. I trust your stay has not been too uncomfortable. Nay, Sandalwood, the comforts of this place are not for us. Fly us forth from here to lower ground. Let's get on with all of this. The reader here shall do so once the rooms are ready. I thank you for your patience. Let's take off. Who are we going to go and play? Oh yeah, we've got to write against the charity. Charity? Chastity. Different words. Something. Soaring far above Sklorian shore, you notice Panther gazing down at the frozen cliffs below. A frozen oasis tucked between the chaos of Wakenwood and the sacred Mount Elodia, a place to pause and reflect before a grueling mountain climb. This brought to you by the Sklorian Shore Tourist Board. That damned place down there. I like it least of all, I think, among everywhere we've been. I'm thankful that there's been no reason to return. It reminds me of my home is all. The high-wing remnants, we all grew accustomed to the thinner air amid the cliffs and reached the clouds above your Commonwealth. But it was not the nicest place. Little wonder that my sisters settled for a rather warmer base of operations in this land, there by the nest of Trieste. Anyway, I'm pleased to have to spend as little time as possible near here. Let's fly on by and go about our business. Let's. We zoom. We zoom rather a long way. Much zoom. Yeah, I did choose like the furthest down players, didn't I? Something else to see. Yonder lies the ridge of Gaul, somewhat less imposing when viewed from this vantage point. Do you not agree, reader? The myths of the downside hold it is no mere ridge of stone. The remains of Lord Gandroff, once slain by Golden Orthanion himself. Lord Gandroff, the Serpentine? How have we not heard anything about him before? The Serpentine, vanquished by the scribe Golgolothanion, brandished his tower shield and sent Gandroff's fury back into his countenance. Okay. I'm sure you're referencing something in the chat, but in my brain it's reading like 3 different songs at once and it's confusing me muchly. Just saying. Golgolothanion, second of the 8 scribes. Okay, yeah, that is a thing I don't recognize. Fair enough. Second of the 8 scribes in the Book of Rites, known as the Oath Taker or the Repentant. The Empire's Master General entered exile of his own volition to pursue his liege. Though, perhaps such tales are of little import now, when you stand to confront the chastity there in just a short while. Yeah, but still interesting, my dude. Okay. Oh, we can land there. Okay, it just looks shaded because of where the weather and stuff. So Gilman thinks we'll find something of value here, or Ray thinks we'll find something of value here. Or we could go and look at something shiny over here. Okay, from the acclaimed made-for-TV film by the Disney Channel, yeah, that would be why I haven't seen it. You are saying a lot of words at this moment. I understand some of them. You saw near to the border of the Sandfolds, where your companions first found you in the downside long ago. There's nothing for you there. You wish never to see it again. Exiles cross down river wash up on the southern edge of the downside in an unlivable waste. Exiles who survived the river journey are then left to struggle here. Yeah, I want to see what Ray thinks is valuable. Yes, I'm sure all you Americans know what is going on in the chat right now, but those of us who grew up... I was about to say who grew up without the Disney Channel, I then reflected, and no, when I was a kid we had the Disney Channel, like when we had cable, but that was before we moved house, and we moved house when I was 6, so... Oh, okay, yeah, thank you. I was going to look it up after this anyway, let's be real. You make a successful landing in Downside Prairie, near the southern edge of the Downside. Memories of how you first met Headwind, Jadariel, and Rookie come flooding back. You now should have some time in the vicinity before continuing onward toward the Bridge of Gaul by land. Someone wants to talk to me. Remember where the A button is. It's Valfred, and also we have a Downside Clinger. It yields fruit from time to time, though only if one says the magic word. Valfred. Valfred is poring over a copy of the Book of Rites as you approach. He looks up at you and smiles.
My Libra Narumsaros.
The road to freedom, written in a book that hardly anyone believes exists. Fewer still can read and comprehend. Sometimes I marvel at how absurd all this is, my kin. Tell me something, though. I've spent so much time considering the book, but known so few with whom I could discuss it in much detail. You've had some time to turn through it by now, so what do you think? Worth all the fuss? I IRL find it fascinating because it's, you know, got so much good world building in it, and also I believe in character. I would find it fascinating on account of it's made of a Titan skin. That's quite something. I love that you could just be like, didn't read it. You tell Wolfred the book has fascinated you, and that you've never seen anything quite like it. You nod slowly as you describe your experience. I share the sentiment. To have in our possession a genuine artifact from a forgotten time. How much of it is exactly true, and how much of it is the scribe's retelling of events. I find it endlessly fascinating to consider, I must admit. He puts away his copy of the book with care. It's amazing that these volumes have survived for all this time, I think. Whatever they're made of has withstood the ravaging effects of time quite well. And you know what they're made of. It says it in the book. I know this because I read it in the book. The ideas there contained, they remain rather provocative as well. To think that the Commonwealth disavows of the existence of this book, despite official recognition of the 8 scribes. Although, the reasons why are in there, written plain. How fascinating that its secrets have been kept for all this time. Anyway, you'll have to excuse me for my extracurricular interest in its teachings. I used to teach a version of its history. To have access to the real thing has brought me some small pleasure. Let us be certain to preserve these volumes for whomever shall be next to use them. I mean, if they've survived this long, it seems unlikely that anything we could do would damage them much, for sure. He turns his attention to other matters and bids you a good afternoon. And also we have a new page, because we've been to a new place. Downside Prairie, in the words of Mark Malith. The downside is connected to our realm via a single artery, the river named for our prestigious son colleague, Glorian. That river gushes into seeming nothingness. That seeming nothingness turns out, of course, to be the downside. Its existence undermines thousands of years of thought about the composition of our world. The downside's southern edge we call the Sandfolds, is a desecrated wasteland, speaking well to this land's lack of hospitality. Here, the strength of many who survive the river journey finally fails. If only they could clamber further north where lies the verdant downside prairie. A better place to perish, to be sure. Well, okay then. Thanks, Millie. Plan is still at 43, as it should be, because since last time I checked, we have done nothing. Cool. Something about the lonesome lands of Hollow Root gives Ray a strong intuition to explore the area. Together you set out to take a look. May I walk with you? There's so much here I haven't seen before. There seems to be nothing particular in the vicinity, but then Ray raises her voice. Oh, I sense the scribes that they were here. The object in question is lodged deep in the ground, and bears the mark of the rites. You sense you may be able to secure its contents, but the mystic wards will not be easy to undo. I mean, let's try and open it. You focus all your mental faculties on the mystic wards sealing the box's contents. Soon you are left exhausted, but the box is lid unfastens. Inside it is a talisman, placed there perhaps by one of your predecessors in the rites of mages past. You discovered a fairy spirit. After Vera banishes an adversary, spawn a moon drop which briefly grants infinite stamina. As fairies presumably do not exist, it's likely they came to no harm in its creation. I guess. I just realised I never looked at Bertrude's thing. Bertrude, Serpent Queen. Oh, well, she starts with a rank up and a ton of inspiration. Good. She's a bog dweller, once feared and respected in the Commonwealth for her sorcerer's work. She's a crone, bog-dwelling serpentine creatures known for their bluntness, stubbornness, and wisdom. Even if the Commonwealth tolerated the crones in the southern bogs, or the other way round. She was an alchemist, the Commonwealth tolerated the bog-dwellers, desiring them the product of their sorcerer's trade. Bog-dwellers on the outskirts of the Commonwealth perform profane experiments with little supervision. She's a bog-dweller of considerable notoriety here in the downside, and runs a sort of business bearing her own name. She has a forbidding way about her, but her respect for Volfra is evident, and even borders on affection. She seems to know much of the rites, despite not having conducted them prior to joining forces with you. And her powers is she can shotgun her aura, she can pounce, and she can slither. She's already got a level. Can I get a mastery? No. That says rank 2, that says rank 1. Sort yourself out, game. And what does she want? Yeah, have the fairy spirit. That sounds exciting. Oh, come on. Some of my favourite songs are by fictional bands. This is sadly true. To the Ridge of Gaul. That last bit seemed very slow. We have a new page. Also, we have Ron. Hey guys, say, what are you guys doing all the way back here? You know, it's not so bad here, I was thinking. And I got some pretty good stuff. I think you ought to check it out. A scoop of stardust. Also this, only usable by Rookie. Rookie's gone. Gives me a bunch of money. It always feels sad selling these, but I have literally no use for it now. What do we want to Stardust? Gosh, how far can we get this? To 85%? Yeah, just... Tito, you're never gonna stop zipping. You guys really are my favorite customers, you know. Great. Love you too, Ron. Ridge of Gaul. The Serpent Titan Gandroth turned to brittle stone not long after his death, that you may be certain. What remains is a flat, elevated basin that stands as close to the heavens. Upon the falling Gandroth's hide, the stars themselves alight, and you shall know you stand on sacred ground. We set the metal sigils, lit the candle flames, and we emblazoned on the rock-like forms the sigil of our passage to and from this land. And then the stars themselves, they did reply to us. They sang, shining bright, their voices loud and clear. We understood their cadence, we knew how often to return. Gee, must be nice knowing all these things. Sandra, anything to say? Oh. Let's play ball. Everything is prepared, and night is just beginning to take hold above the lush overgrowth of the Ridge of Gaul, when Volfred gets your attention. Reader, I suppose you might remember our first meeting with that manly Tinderstaff. He would be mortified, of course, if you forgot. I would say that he is an embarrassment to my kind, but unfortunately I've known many others like him. We are a discontented people, I suppose. Anyway, when we last saw him, you might recall that I avoided him. We are not good acquaintances or anything, but he knows enough people in high places that he could be harmful to our plan should he know of my involvement. So, Volfred dons his ritual mask, yeah. I shall have to be discreet here. As I am with the Nightwings once again, I can no longer hide from him outright. Perhaps though he shall take me for a common sap. Anyhow, it seems to me we have a right to conduct. And Titans! So, turns Hungary is back off. So we have Endriga, automatic damage. Arazek, they have more hope. Unfathomed Learners, they'll have more quickness. Star of the Sea Titan was slain by Archivores. Let's turn
Arazek.
Let's turn Arazek on. Turn Endriga on as well.
Endriga, the widow.
Yeah, let's get greedy. Why not, really? Just means I'll have to remember to bring Jodie. But that's fine.
The reader has returned, and it would appear their ranks grow stronger.
Yeah, they do.
Consorting with the bog-crone Bertrude, are we?
I don't know, consorting is
How very strange
a word.
that you befriended her. At any rate, your adversaries in this rite shall be the Chastity.
I know.
Put out their flame and walk the path to liberty.
I know who I'm fighting. You don't have to do this whole dramatic announcement.
Hello, some of the Lupten.
My, what have we here? Why, the Nightwings come to grace us with their presence once again. Are you perhaps intent on humiliating us even more after last time? You sense Volfred reaching out to you. Reader, let's indulge him for the time. Perhaps he shall reveal something which we can use to provide a disincentive for his meddling. Just let him keep on talking. I shall attempt to remain here. And my, the colours of those raiments, I mean, they are rather gaudy in this light, I have to say, though I mean no offence in this, of course. So, do you suppose the rite is going to commence soon? As much as I enjoy our chats like this, I do have to get going soon. If you must know why, I'm expecting an important message from the other side, no less, come dawn. I hear something is brewing out there, some sort of unrest. So yes, it's a very important message, sent all this way by one of those couriers, and I must say, those little things, their services are certainly not cheap. How do the imps get back? Do you send a message to the downside and just be like, well, that imp's never going to be back again? I guess? Though I'm sure that I could get you a good deal on their services if you wish, perhaps to contact a loved one back home. Oh no, they can go that way. All I ask, of course, is that you stand aside and let the chastity prevail as well we ought. private date with Destiny not long from now upon the fall of Solium. He continues talking for some time, until at last the rite is set to start.
Liberatus.
Hold a moment, reader. The Chrome Bertrude slithers forth, wearing the raiments of the ranks.
Sombarte Praventus.
Now that Bertrude is among our ranks, it would be best if you become familiar with her repertoire. You have no obligation to make use of her abilities, of course. Good Bertrude, please, show the reader something of your aptitude. We expect thou shalt be soon inclined to bring our sorceries to bear. Long have we studied these rites of thine, let us show thee what we know of them thus far.
The bog-thrown Bertrude shows herself in full.
So that's
Though
her
I
jump.
have to wonder what became of her accomplices.
Hold right trigger to
Of
sliver.
one accomplice in particular.
Ah, yes, we can.
You watch yourself around her, reader. None are sentenced into exile without
She's
sufficient
just like
cause.
spraying ink or something behind her. And yeah, she has very bad turning at that good speed. And she has a shotgun aura. Yes, I know how to power blast, so I just did it twice. Now I can't do it when you're telling me to. There we go. Now then, reading one. Know that our freedom is of little consequence to us. We side with thee because of Sandalwood, because of his clan. We slayed ye in the rites, and we slayed ye in that clan. Thus we are at thy disposal and await thy bidding. Well, alright then. Oh my my! Look at this wonderful assembly of exiles, come from all different corners. Such a colourful retinue you Nightwings have. You know, I heard the most preposterous rumour about you that you were harbouring an especially notorious criminal, one who has designs for the Commonwealth itself. He looks right at Volfred. But I could not imagine such outlandish tales could possibly be true. Anyhow, I so would like to meet everyone here. Hello, good Nightwings, I am H. Manly Tinterstaff, and truly, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. Manly has intruded on your privacy as you set to choosing your triumvirate. He could not be less welcome. He seems to be searching for someone in your ranks. Let's be polite for now. You suggest to Manly that perhaps he ought to check on his own triumvirate in the key moments prior to the rite. Why, yes, of course, of course. I was just taking the opportunity to bid all of you salutations, for I so enjoy getting to meet my fellow exiles face to face like this. Yes, yes, there may be rules against this type of thing, but who's counting, am I right? I'm sure the scribes wouldn't mind if they were here. Anyway, now that you mention it, I ought to go check on my wonderful colleagues. See you shortly, and good luck. Manly leaves, at last, leaving you to focus on the rite again.
Who shall strive for freedom?
Well, we know more about Manly. Manly, the silver tongue, he's a sycophant who certainly would land a position of high standing once he's free. The offspring of a wait. Yeah, no, I had that, but I have all his personal stuff. He's a sap, tree-like creatures known for their ingenuity, cleverness, and ambition. Having allied with them, Commonwealth achieved in decades what it could not achieve in centuries. He was an ambassador. The Westerly Woods retains its sovereignty for complicated reasons he would be happy to explain. Saps ushered in a new age of industry for the Commonwealth in exchange for many benefits. He's a Geminian. Born on the 20th of 6th moon, suggesting he is thirsty for new experiences. He was sentenced for bribery. He attempted illegally to grease the wheels of the Commonwealth Lending House. His motive was self-gain. The records show he sought a seat on the Commonwealth Council, quote, because I deserve it. And he's been here for 20 years. That is a lot of years. Okay, so I want to take Bertrude.
Bertrude.
I want to take Jody to counteract that Titan stuff.
Jodariel.
And who's on the lowest XP remaining? 7. Tizo.
Tizo. Now.
That loudmouth savage is bloodless ability.
You're a kind of frightened.
Are you quite ready yet, O Nightwings? I doubt you are. Because my colleagues of the Chastity and I, we have a trick or two we should think shall take you by surprise. Just watch.
Commence.
Hit the double.
The Nightwings make their mark upon the flame.
Ha! Look at that stamina! So much stamina! Stamina for days!
The orb.
Can't catch me, I've got too much stamina! Look at it! Oh. You caught me, despite my stamina. And that, right there, is what we call hubris, chat.
The orb quenches the
Why
flame.
didn't I switch? Anyway.
The bog crone dove into the flame.
Okay.
There.
Zip forever!
Their pyre weakens.
God, that is so much stamina. Oh, how very charming this display. But quit it now, and let old Manly put an end to all of this before you make a terrible mistake. Where are these tricks of yours, Manly? It's like... I was looking forward to them, to be honest, and I have been disappointed.
Didn't see it coming.
Yeah, I didn't really know what to do at that point. Bertrude, on the other hand, does not have a bajillion stamina.
Quite the turn of events. Blessed
Wow,
be.
I did not deserve those points, I'll be honest.
Now end the ceremony.
Alright. Zip 4 days.
And it is done.
Just zip forever. Nothing can ever go wrong if you zip.
May their
Ra-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa-pa.
next
Zip.
adversaries fare a little better. The rite is ended.
My word, how could this happen to me? You deceitful, ignorant, utterly uncouth pack of fools. Have you any idea what you've done? Alfred watches the outburst in silence. Keep spouting off like that, Manly, and you shall reveal all we need to know. You harbor such a fear within your heart there, don't you? Coming from the aristocracy and now in exile. How they must speak of you. What would they think of you if you don't get out? Or even if you do? Alfred remains deep in thought, studying his adversary. There. I see now. Then Volfred recedes into shadows. What? My head? Who?
Seminole Towers there.
Oh, I believe there must be some mistake. I have to go. Ta-ta. Fine evening to you now. It's been a pleasure, genuinely so. Manly stumbles away in a stupor.
Novertas.
And there he goes. I've lifted certain burdens from him for the time. A bit of mercy for his sake. For my people's sake.
Excelia Tenandas.
As well it should ensure he has no lasting memory of our encounter here, or running to me. Now, let's be off before he catches up with us again.
Boundless are the teachings of the
Volfred
scribes.
just casually reminding us that he's telepathic.
A flash of inspiration for next time. ancient crone called Bertrude opened up her eyes.
Thus does our grasp of ancient sorceries grow ever stronger still. Choose mastery. Our trees are an ability to recover against all odds, ability to press her advantage. While we have less power than the adversary, she does more damage. While we have more power than the adversary, she does more damage. Turning it to, she can turn opponents into howlers and take less damage when you're losing. Wider blast, quick charge, improved pounce and sliver. I would like the sliver, but honestly, I feel the need to future-proof against when I start losing, because it'll happen eventually.
Revealed. Until the next rite.
After triumphing over the Tracity rather decisively, well, yeah, they didn't get hit. The only hit that we took was from the difficulty mod I put on. You return to the wagon to find Volfred and the lone minstrel in the midst of conversation.
Tereso.
Most strange that this one star should be illuminated now. This is not what I expected. Alright, Volfred, sir. Then Volfred notices you there.
Ligaratus.
Reader, Tarek and I observed a strange occurrence in the sky. It appears that the star of Kael'ma Roadcaller is illuminated now. It is but another star, except our models and predictions of the cosmos did not anticipate this. The first exiles came to these lands not by force, but by heeding the Roadcaller's deceptions. The traitorous former aide to the Emperor, his actions inadvertently led the 8 scribes to find each other. Anyway, go see for yourself. I shall make the wagon ready in the meantime. You see only a single shining star illuminated far above. It's just as Volfred indicated. Yes, regard that star. Discern. Regard, discern. Gather knowledge. Do the thing. Kael'ma, the rogue star. Also, we have Gandroth now, Star of the Serpent Lord, which is the Star of the First Empress. There's so many just other stars as well, just with tiny little bits of lore on them. I'm not going to find all of them, but hey. Rogue star burns bright over an isolated little island in the Sea of Solus. Dalbert is already on his way. Well, guess we're doing that then. God, why is my nose so itchy today? I have taken antihistamines and everything before you say, chat. I know you will. Then we are summoned to the Isle of Kael'ma, deep within the Deathless Tempest. The traitor Kael'ma Ropecaller fled to this strange isle. What a fitting end. Have you been there before, Tarek? So long ago I scarce recall the time. Only the scent. It's the place from whence the creatures native to this land have been born. Reader, let's not concern ourselves with superstitions held about that place. We'll set forth the door and soon see for ourselves what to make of it. We have pages, we have chats. Do the talking. We're unaccustomed to seeing Bertrude smiling, and yet there she is, doing just that. You soon see why. You've observed before how her manner seems to soften to the degree it can whenever Volfred's around.
If
only I could have seen their faces then. What was your secret, dare I ask, dear Bertrude? It appears that they're reminiscing about old times in Commonwealth. Flame-resistant inks, sandalwood. It was the inks themselves which kept those volumes from being burned to ash. Flame-resistant inks? Of course. The good officers who came to visit, they were so intent on burning all the evidence. They did not stop to think the evidence was fire. Alas, that they later found a way to burn their stamping press regardless. Their written words, they moved us many times, and many others whom we knew there in the southern bogs. I already read that game.
No matter,
No matter, dear Bertrude. What's done is done. At least we made it difficult for them. Is that not so? Well, introducing some of our fellow citizens to new ideas. Perhaps.
Entramos y te vas.
My words would not reach nearly half as many were it not for you. Not to mention how I managed to elude them for another decade or so. I am ever thankful for your sacrifice.
Thy thanks shall not be necessary, Sandalwood.
Siempre estamos, eh?
Well, you shall have to take them from me anyhow. Thank you, Bertrand, for helping to fulfill a modest author's dreams.
Agnes and Harry.
What good's a stamping press without good inks?
No good at all.
They exchange a laugh at this. But then,
Even still, through this new ordeal, thou hast no love for us, is that not so?
Bertrude,
Nay, we understand full well, thou needst not further explain thyself.
Norem cadusce.
there are different kinds of love, Bertrude.
On that account, thou hast nothing to teach us, Sandalwood.
Page remains silent for a time.
Norum carisaste.
Our hearts, they cannot be controlled, Bertrude. Blasted things they are, they act well on their own. Puts away his pipe.
Ibre vomiamita.
I am blessed to have you in my life, back in the Commonwealth, and here as well. I mean that. Although, I know that it is not enough. At first, Bertrude does not seem to acknowledge this in any way, but then...
Nay, Sandalwood. It is enough. It is enough.
She departs without awaiting a response, brushing past you as she goes. Fulfred soon turns away as well, politely bidding you good evening. The two old friends have evidently managed their way past certain tensions in their long-standing relationship. They rather seem to draw a certain strength from one another. Hey Sandra, anything to say about that? Have you been eavesdropping? No? Cool.
Jare agitensa.
To the book. Endrigger the Widow, in the words of Under King Horus.
Boundless sea of... No, that's not his voice. The boundless sea of solace and a blackened star are all of what remains of the blood titan intriguer. After this one's exile, he was joined by many of his bravest worm knights who awakened the blood titan inadvertently while searching the downside's murky depths. Endrigger was most displeased to see her hibernation end and vowed into 4 ages of torment on us and on our sea dominion. Our assault was grander than could be described and lasted days and days and days. The noblest of worm knights fell upon her massive form as waves which dashed themselves against the rocks. Our resolve eventually exceeded hers, and she collapsed into the seas and disappeared. This one alone remained to tell of it. That sounds completely above board and in no way sketchy. Limbless Arazach. If this one is to be honest, he nary expected his high-minded friend Sklorian ever to raise arms, and yet 'twas Sklorian alone who toppled the root titan which befouled the serenity of Wakingwood. Sklorian he brought to bear the might of his entire family of willful saps contained within his ancient gnarled staff. Soon did the poisoned soil of Limbless Arazach begin to dissipate. The root titan cried out one deafening last cry and withered to a speck. Arazach yet lives, a husk, a single foul seed, still rotting where once something mighty stood. Sklorian in his mercy deigned that the surrounding woods ought to grow bold and strong, like casting off the influence of Arazach, not worth forgetting. The Titan stories are cool, and I don't remember them at all because when I played this originally, I don't know if I bothered with the Titan stories because it was many years ago and I was less good at video games, I guess. And a coward. And not doing it for the internet. And the Chastity, in the words of Hope. Those bearing the name the Chastity all count themselves disciples of New Sklorian, the 100 Minds, firstly for his wisdom, but also cherished for his modesty, integrity, and kinship. Sklorian's priority in forming his triumvirate was to instill in all his subjects a deep-seated deference and respect for the rules governing the liberation cycle. The cycle of the rites needs to be respected to be understood, and needs to be understood to be respected, Sklorian said. Thus, the Chastity are emissaries of the cycle. Should they earn back their liberty, then they shall spread enlightenment itself, and all of us shall grow. Yeah, not convinced that is still true.
But let's continue our journey. Blast off. Hello, other ship. Seriously, just that animation on the scene changer, there's something to look at. Bertrude slithers up to you as the black wagon passes through the skies above her former abode. Our kind who lurked below, they would scarce believe we saw about them now. We told them when Sandalwood came to fetch us that we should not return for some time. Our most accomplished labourers with whom we shared so many moons in exile. We trust that they shall carry forth the reputation of our services, for we taught them all we know. She seems almost nostalgic as she lifts off the various lists of the various services provided at Big Bertrude's. Curses, balms, potions, powders, cleaning reagents, sleep medicines, fungicides, seances. Big Bertrude's earned quite a name for itself throughout the downside. These and others. When we have finished here, provided we do not return from whence we came, we shall return to our establishment and carry on our business there, for there is much demand. Don't worry, we won't be sending you because there's so many people who actually do want to. You specifically asked me not to. Come on. Fulfred joins you as you soar high above the storm-ravaged waters and approach the infamous Isle of Kaelma. Among its cursed qualities, it seems there's regular storm winds that can't readily smoke. One of the downside's small misfortunes, I suppose. Wagons drive him enough to mind at least. In fact, they seem more animated now even than usual, sir. Perhaps they feel some sort of connection to us. Tarek, do you suppose the fate we're able to make here intact? They ought to have seen it in the stars, though. We soon shall know for certain. That we shall. Take them. Yes, indeed. You make landing within the Deathless Tempest, far west of where you first breached route and short beyond. You wonder which sort of celestial landmark lies underneath these waters. Though for now you have some time left before continuing onward. Let's sip for Stardust then, I guess. Your time in the tumultuous waters of Sharp Shoal passed mostly without incident, when the lone minstrel approaches you looking out to sea. And I see Flo near the Isle of Kaelma, sturdy enough for landing. Even once proud Worm Knights of the Sea Dominion tend to avoid the cold air. Reader, notice how the surface of the water seems to sparkle like the stars. Just from stardust. Maybe I will collect it. Substance of celestial origin used to enhance talismans' effects. The stars themselves are the instigators of the rites. You know. The two of you begin sifting the waters. It's a slow process, but eventually you wind up with a significant amount of precious material. A pile of stardust. Plus 10 rank. Yeah, boy. Who can we work that on? Work that on? Yes, I know, to drag Stardust to an upgradable talisman. I don't think I need to put anything more into Tiso being Super Zip. Speeding up her aura cast would not be bad at all. Oh, and because I maxed out the rank on that, I've got 1 Stardust left over. I didn't know it worked that way, but good. You know what? Sure. So, what, at 20, does it just make it actually infinite? Or does it top at 99 or something? And we have a new page. Deathless Tempest, in the words of Malif. We waited for the Deathless Tempest to subside. We waited, but the Underking merely laughed and laughed. For the Deathless Tempest does not subside. What lies beneath that stretch of sea to cause such an upheaval is best left to myth and speculation. We made passage nonetheless through sorcerer's aid and fortune, scarce seeing the surrounding environs. We did detect a landform to the west. Solium Mur detected there the presence of a treacherous aid who lured him into exile, and then followed him in turn. Mur in his wisdom thought it best to be avoided.
At last did we arrive on distant lands, though seeing them provided little comfort. Well, let's continue on. To this place, which will sound super fun. A messenger imp with news and rumours from the other side comes huffing towards your wagon here in the steady currents of Dustin's Tempest. You let it in and offer it some light refreshment, as Rookie would have done. The imp's message turns out to be about him. You learn that Rookie's past transgressions have all been forgiven since his return to the Commonwealth. He was even... wow, words. He was even offered a well-appointed home, place of business. It must have represented just the kind of lavish lifestyle that Rookie always claimed to have had for himself and his extended family. Eventually, and somewhat reluctantly however, he refused the gifts. Instead, he tracked down Volfred's agents and gave them ample information, thus emboldening their ranks. The last bit of the message sounds as though it was transcribed word for word from something Rookie said. It simply reads, "The rest of you better get back here soon, or else." You thank the messenger for the report. Soon it has all your companions talking. Tizo is happy to learn that Rookie joined the revolution in the Commonwealth. We understand this Rookie holds no small degree of influence, at least among his kind. Don't you think he must be sad to have turned down a house? I hope he isn't sad. Hard to believe he would have turned down living in that kind of luxury. Though maybe he got used to it out there. It seems that retail had himself a conscience after all. Ah, the noble Rookie, he sets a shining example unto us all. The news of Rookie's liberation fills you and your exiles with newfound resolve. The messenger accepts some scraps to eat from you and rushes them. You got home. Your wagon shudders to a halt at the Isle of Calma. Bizarre outcroppings give it a forbidding feel. In the distance you hear odd gibbering noises that sound like drive imps. Also Ron is here. Also we have a page. The Isle of Calma, in the words of Luce Gloria. Traitor Calma Ropecaller, where has he brought about our empire's fall? Whereas he nearly claimed the life of our dear Solium. We forgive him. We have forgiven him. We give a certain thanks to him, for he has played a vital part in the Star's plan. If not for him, then we, the Eight, would never have aligned. We never found the Ropecaller. He fled into the sea, towards an isle, which we knew well to avoid. It was there, we think, that Kelmer's tattered mantle finally did him in among the wild imps. Should the stars ever converge above that isle, it shall be to signify that their long dance across the skies is drawing to a close. Well, that's not good. Hey, Ron. Well, guys, how'd you find me all the way out here? I mean, this is for extra special customers. Nah, I'm only joking. Only joking. You're the only customers I got. Got you again. Only joking about that too. Because I got tons of customers. It's just they already bought a lot of stuff today, so they're not here. Okay. Anyways, I just got a little something here which maybe you'll be into. Been hearing about these little numbers for a while. Check them out. He reveals to you a set of twin rings, a jeweled band and a rude band. 2 presents, 2 quickness, and 2 hope, and at the start of a round get infinite stamina if an ally has the other one, which is the same but different. Thinking these things are supposed to be for a couple of lovers, know what I mean? And anybody could probably use them, provided they was to buy them off me. I was gonna get them for myself. But anyway, let me know if you want them. That's the longest he's ever talked in one go. 88 each, that's a lot. I can't afford that, Ron. Didn't see nothing you liked this time, Alas, no. I mean, I liked it, but I don't have the 117 gold to buy it. You and the others
are busying yourself with the commencement of the rite this evening when you notice Ray behaving strangely. More than usual. Maybe he is here. I mean, I think he has to be somewhere nearby. She notices you then. Oh, I'm sorry, Rita. Oh, it's just, I think maybe my friend is here. And I was hoping to say hi to him before we have to do the ceremony with the Starball. Wait, is that... That's him! That's him! My friend's here! He's here! Just then, your adversaries, the Fate, arrive on the other side of the Isle of Kalma. They begin making necessary preparations. Ray rushes over to them before anyone can stop her, even as the stars above start shining through the darkness. Okay, turn these titles off. Use Sangre's used Islach. Gandroth adversaries shall have 8 presents raised on the sides of their auras. I think that's okay, because the Fate are Kurz and a human, so it shouldn't be huge. I don't really want to make them even faster though.
A glorious eve to you as ever, O you exiles of the Nightwings.
Why, thank you. Finally some politeness
the 8
around here.
scribes dragged you all the way into the blasphemous Isle of Kalma. Here you are to be surrounded by even more gibbering nitwits than usual. Your adversaries in the coming rite shall be the Fate. Snuff out their
Here
fire's
on this
flame and show your
pitch.
worth.
Question.
Now prepare yourselves.
There's imps watching us and they have little flags. Oh, hello again. Hello. Why, hello indeed, young one. We are the Fate, and once again we hail you and all the Nightwings. Thanks. I was wondering, may I speak to your son? Why, I do not see why not, but let me see here. Alma! Alma, where are you? If you can hear that noise coming from outside, I don't know what it is and I'm too afraid to look. Begging your pardon, young one, but my son, he is not always punctual, you see. Oh, I shall go and fetch him. Oh, okay. I mean, my friend, I hope that he remembers me. You? Wait, where's father? Father! Oh, hello again. Your father, he went looking for you. Did you not see him?
Pyre, father?
No, I did not see him. This must not be some Nightwing's trick, or else I'll... Ah, there you are, Alma. Our cordial adversary wishes to salute you, I believe. Oh, that's right. I mean, here, this is my salute. I am saluting. It's nice to see you, and may the scribes watch over you. Okay. I want to watch over us as well, but maybe just this time, or not just this time, but this other times, maybe they can watch over all of us. Okay? 2 of them stand and watch as Ray skips over to rejoin your group. An unusual sort, that one. She is. She is about your age. Father! I'm back. Sorry I'm late. I'm ready to do my part however I can.
Now let us get started.
Yes, let's. Okay, that is Gilman, Pamather, and Bertrude.
Bertrude. Pamela. Sir Gilman, it is done.
This knight can think of none so honourable as the Fate. Excluding present company, of course. Steel yourself, Alma. Are you prepared to face our adversary once again?
One, father.
Always, Father. Let us prevail, here and now. Let us do so indeed, my son. Let us do so indeed. As the rite commences, the imps throughout the cavernous area roar with excitement. Struggles and our plan. Mere entertainment to the lonesome creatures. Begging your pardon, sir. The imps of the Isle are quite passionate about the rites. Just now they offered a bounty in Saul if our triumph proves worthy. They would pay us. In exchange for what exactly? Where did they get the Saul, for that matter? My understanding is they wish to see us perform various feats of glory. As for the source of their wealth, who can say how much Saul lies lost within the sea? Feats of glory, flashy displays of mastery in the right. Certain types of imps are willing to pay to see. Hey! It's been a while since I had bots. That's exciting. You're banned. Can I close the window, Twitch? That's weird. Okay, sure. You're also banned. Reader, it may seem beneath you, but the opportunity is real if the soul could be a benefit. Never gonna say no to money. Indeed. Then, reader, my kin, it is yours to decide if entertaining these sad creatures is a justifiable distraction during these affairs. I trust your judgment. Now, let us not distract you further from here. Banish 2 exiles in a single aura cast is our first feat of glory. That was stupid. That was worse.
Best laid plans do oft go awry.
Got distracted by the feat. Said the internet.
Glorious.
That was a bad joke.
The Nightwing's pyre burns brighter for now.
What? I just did the thing! Why are you not telling me I did the thing? That was 2 exiles in a single aura cast. That was just what that was.
Alma banished.
What? Why did you pass? What's going on? I don't understand you. But sure, I guess. There were some play decisions made there.
Well cast.
Slither!
'Twas a crushing blow against their pyre.
To the tune of Shiver by Coldplay. The imps grow more and more agitated with each passing moment. Some start spilling onto the sacred grounds. Lo, our onlookers, they cannot seem to help themselves. Please, good creatures, stay back for your sakes. Alright.
What are those blasted creatures doing? This is a sacred tradition, not some
Get slash.
boorish spectacle.
Forget how to press buttons, that's fun too.
Content.
And then get dunked on.
Blow against your pyre.
It's all part of the master plan.
Glorious.
Slither time!
Their pyre shan't survive much more of that. The rite has nearly ended.
Hello. No, grabbed that just at the wrong time. Somehow making it. I didn't deserve that at all. Button mash to victory. Noxalis.
Meanwhile, their adversaries wallow in defeat. The ceremony is complete.
Yeah, it is.
This?
Wait. I wanted. I'm sorry. I just wanted to apologize. I think. Why, young one? You must not say such things. You are one of the Nightwings, the most envied of all triumvirates. We aspire to your greatness and your legacy.
Aremta, father.
Father, please, no more of this. They have prevailed. We need not grovel at their feet. Olma, is it? Olma, I had just a question.
Cruce taricta.
Ask quickly and then go about your business. Oh, I just... would you be my friend?
Huh?
What? I was wondering if you would be my friend, because I don't have a lot of friends, and you are brave and gentle with your father, so... Oh. I shall see you in a little while, my son. Use protection. What? The scribes, were they not friends? I choose to think they brought us here to be closer together, not to be apart.
What stirs now in the hearts of all these exiles?
The shadow knows. Lots of people edging in on level 4 there. Meanwhile, Bertrude hits 3.
Bertrude's lust for knowledge becomes manifest.
Strange designs of the 8 scribes. Their everlasting sorceries are strong within this land, and we shall yet make further use of them, we think. A wider aura blast sounds very good.
Until the stars align.
After you and your fellow exiles defeated the fate, you find the lone minstrel tending to one of your own. Bertrude seems to be unwell, although you cannot yet sense why. How are you feeling, madam? We are terribly weary. We fear that we have taken ill somehow, for ours is a strength not easily suppressed. Humble brag. I see, then please do not exert yourself, or try. The low minstrel motions for you to come closer. Reader, Bertrude appeared rather disorientated and more fatigued than usual. Reported feeling not entirely present. Symptoms of banishment sickness. An ailment suffered by those who frequently conduct the rites, debilitating but fleeting. The sense of loss and isolation during banishment sometimes extends beyond that time. She should soon be able to take part in light activities, I think, but under no circumstance will she be able to conduct them right. Now, I ought not to keep you from the stars above. Please go and have a look at them, for all of us, I think, are anxious to depart this place. The stars yet shine, revealing various paths forward. Let's seek a destination. Our choices are... Trieste? No. Blue. Meleith. I don't think we've been to the Nest of Trieste, but we have played for Fireheart. I don't think we've been to the Glade of Lou or faced the Accusers since we unlocked extra bits in the book. I just want to fill out the books. Frankly, that's my motivation here. Kind of wish you could refer to the book while you're in that screen. But, so we shall swear against the liar of the accusers. Him I know all too well. Perhaps you noticed that he doesn't like us very much. He then tells you what he knows of your next adversary. Landel the liar. The first adversary you confronted in the rites not long after you took the first steps in the path to freedom. A former constable of the Commonwealth, he gained a reputation for his strict, brutal manner. By any means, he always caught the crook. Once he arrested a civilian who hated him on suspicion of theft of Commonwealth artifacts that had gone missing. Landel discovered the artifacts himself in the civilian's home. The suspect soon was exiled. Still, he denied the charges even as they cast him downriver. The case was investigated further, though too late. Suspicions turned to Landel. It turned out he planted damning evidence himself, so he was exiled in turn.
In the downside, he soon became acquainted with the rights, having heard of all of this from several people in high places. He asserted himself as the de facto leader of the accusers. They bent to his aggressive nature and prevailed many times on his watch. Yet each time his chance at liberty arose, the Nightwings either defeated him or simply did not show. Wishes more than anything to undo the Nightwings, perhaps even more so than to be free again. Let us give them another opportunity. For now, have a good night, Wicked. You bid Volfred a good evening. At dawn, you should take flight again. New pages, and yeah, by at dawn, he means on Thursday, because we're a little bit early, but also my throat is not loving all these voices at the minute, so I am going to go and take a break and drink. And by take a break, I mean stop. So, time for the wrap-up. Thanks so much for everybody who's watched. Thanks for everyone who stayed to the end, it means a lot. If you've been watching, you know where this is, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Serasent, S-E-R-A-S-E-N-T. You'll see it on the title cards in a minute. Sorry about that. I'm streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday at 2 PM British time. That is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific. Other time zones are available. And we'll be playing through to the end of Pyre, and then going on to other things. If you've enjoyed this, you can follow the Twitch to be notified when I go live again. And if you miss anything, the last 2 months of VODs can be found on my Twitch. For everything before that, you can go to my YouTube archive at also at Serasent. Same spelling, just search it. This is all over the place. You can subscribe to that to be to find when I put new content up, which is irregular and really when I get around to editing them. I am, you know, busy and untrustworthy. Unreliable is really the word I was looking for there. Cool. If you've really enjoyed this and feel that it's somehow worth giving some of your money to my weird computer game choices, you can cheer or subscribe on Twitch. It'd be very much appreciated, but obviously you very much do not have to. Just turn up and be chill and it's all good. If you need any updates on the stream, or on whatever random videos I think are funny, or bad nerd jokes, you can check my Twitter at Waruce, that's W-A-R-U-C-E. This is all in the show notes if you're watching on YouTube, but not if you're watching live. So I don't know why I said that, really. But yes, all my stream announcements will be on there, and also just all my other crap. Yes, if you want to see me in different circumstances, you can check out twitch.tv/TheBards Playhouse, that's TheBardsplayhouse, on Saturday nights at 6:30 Eastern, that is 11:30 PM British time, because sleep, no. Where I am playing in a Vampire the Masquerade 5th Edition Fall of London Chronicle. It's a lot of fun. I've been away for the last couple of weeks, thanks to technical problems and also just my body. It's so cursed. But I will be back this Saturday, so come and watch me be bad at Vampire. But apart from that, I think we're good. So, I will love you all and leave you, and see you again, same time on Thursday. Love you all. Goodbye.